Duchess of Cambridge is presented with a pair of tap shoes at the West End opening of Broadway musical. The Duchess of Cambridge brought a touch of glamour to the red carpet on Tuesday evening, as she joined a host of stars for the opening night of the musical 42nd Street in London. Kate, 35, was presented with her very own pair of tap shoes following the West End revival of the Broadway hit at the Theatre Royal Drury Lane, in her role as Royal Patron of East Anglia's children's hospices, each, for Sheena Easton's much-anticipated West End debut. The Duchess stunned in a crimson £1,105 Marchesinaut tulle gown teamed with a jeweled belt, maroon heels and a clutch bag, wearing her hair loose and adding a pair of Kate Spade earrings. The Duchess has been stepping out in a series of conservative ensembles of late, and tonight was no exception, with the royal flashing just a hint of ankle while a mesh overlay kept her décolleté covered up. The stage show, which stars Grammy Award-winning singer Easton, is helping to raise money for the charity as funds are required for a vital new purpose-built hospice in Norfolk called the Nook. Scottish star Easton plays Dorothy Brock in the show, which is a tribute to the world of musical theatre and has returned to the West End after more than 30 years. Emmerdale actor Tom Lister plays Julian Marsh, while theatre star Claire House plays Peggy Sawyer. The show, which features classic songs We're in the Money, Keep Young and Beautiful, I Only Have Eyes for You and Lullaby of Broadway, returns to the theatre where it made its first UK run from 1984 to 1989, starring a then-unknown Catherine Zeta-Jones. The Tony Award-winning musical follows young Peggy's arrival in New York from small-town America as she joins the chorus line of Broadway's newest show and tries to get a big break. The new production features a cast of more than 50 high-kicking performers and will run until October 14, 2017. Other VIP guests included Morgan Freeman, Judy Murray, Bonnie Langford, Chris Moyles and Pete Waterman. Former WAG Lizzie Cundy, as well as Strictly stars Neil and Katya Jones, were also spotted on the red carpet. Ahead of the show, Kate was greeted by the show's co-producer Lord Michael Grade, as well as director and author Mark Bromble and 12-year-old Ollie Jewell, from Cambridge, who suffers from a complex bowel and stomach condition and has benefited from the services of each. Star Trek Ollie, who presented Kate with a program, said, "I feel very good about meeting Kate Middleton. She is very pretty and I want to talk to her about the hospice and how I like going there. I also want to tell her about Pokemon." During her appearance at the theatrical launch night, Kate, who has been patron of the charity since 2012, will meet a selection of guests ahead of the performance before joining the cast on stage for a group photograph. Tony Award-winning musical 42nd Street debuted in New York in 1980 and has been recreated in theaters all over the world over the years. The new production will be directed by the show's author Mark Bromble, and includes songs such as We're in the Money, Lullaby of Broadway, Dames, I Only Have Eyes for You, and 42nd Street. The musical has played to great global acclaim for almost 40 years and its popularity is seen as a legacy to Howard Champion, the legendary director and choreographer of the original Tony Award-winning production. Kate, who will be seated in the royal box tonight, became the royal patron for each 5 years ago and has attended several official engagements over the years. The charity supports families and cares for children and young people with life-threatening conditions. The Duchess is famously passionate about supporting children's hospices and chose each as one of her first 4 royal patronages after becoming an HRH. Their specialist services include nursing care, symptom management support, well-being activities, and therapy and counseling, all meeting the individual needs of the child or young person, and the whole family. Each has outgrown its hospice at Quidnam in Norfolk and is currently fundraising for its new purpose-built hospice, the Nook. The new building will help to provide more families with the same facilities as those offered by each hospices for Cambridgeshire, Essex and Suffolk. Kate helped to launch the appeal in 2014 and in January visited Quidnam to meet with staff and families for an update on the appeal and plans for the new hospice. Michael Litt and Michael Grade, together with the global group of companies for Gate Ventures, are supporting the Each Nook appeal on the opening night of 42nd Street. The charity has already been pledged a gift of £250,000 towards the appeal from one generous donor, according to each's website. Executive producer of 42nd Street, Dr. Johnny Hahn said, "We are delighted to support the Nook appeal on the opening night of 42nd Street, and we are honored to be joined by the Duchess of Cambridge as the charity's royal patron." Each's chief executive Gran Butlin added, "We are very much looking forward to welcoming Her Royal Highness at the Theatre Royal for what I'm sure will be an exceptional evening for the Nook appeal." He added, "This is an amazing opportunity for each, and we are incredibly grateful to everyone who has worked so hard to make our involvement possible, including Dr. Johnny Hahn, Lord Michael Grade, Michael Litt, Jeff Morrow and all their colleagues, not forgetting the incredible cast. It is fantastic that we have already received a very generous donation, and we hope that during the evening the audience will help us raise even more money to make our vision a reality. It would be wonderful if with the support of everyone involved we could reach £420,000. The Nook appeal will transform children's palliative care across Norfolk, but we still have some way to go, which is why we are so excited to be embarking on a relationship with the whole team at 42nd Street." In a letter of support for Children's Hospice Week last year, Kate, in her role as patron of each, said hospices and palliative care charities offered a lifeline to parents and youngsters facing the most difficult times imaginable. The mother of two said, "Spending quality time together is such an important aspect of family life, but for those caring for children with life-limiting conditions, even this simple act can prove to be incredibly challenging. The practical realities of providing round-the-clock care mean even activities that so many of us take for granted can be just too complicated." The amazing and life-changing support provided by children's hospices and palliative care charities across the UK offers a lifeline to families under incredible pressure. This support gives these families the space they need to simply spend time together, which is so important in the most difficult